Welcome back to my channel, friends. This is Sonia here from Growing Craft, and this is going to be a super interesting video where you are going to learn decoupage, texture work, mixed media art, and transfer me. And yes, it has been such a long time when I came up with this new tutorial with a lot of techniques in just one video. So stay tuned till the end. Do not skip any of the part, otherwise you are going to miss so much fun. Now this is an MDF base on which I'm going to use my gesso, but before that I just thought of covering up the inner part because I did not wanted to color the inner part. So here I'm using my Abro tape, and just on the inner side around the borders I'm going to cover this up. Now you can use any of your masking tapes also, your Abro tape, any other tape, or even you can just have a layer of paper. You can work it that way. It's absolutely fine. In the video description box I'm sharing all the links of all the supplies whatever I'm using in this tutorial, so that you guys don't have to search it somewhere around and you guys can do that easily. Now why am I doing this? Because just I don't want to spill any of the colors inside. I don't want my edges to get a patch of paints whatever, and the mediums whatever I'll be using outside. That is the only reason. Just let me know in the comment section if you guys have any better ideas for that. I am looking for more options on how to really save the inner part of the boxes or the containers where I really don't want to paint. So if you guys have any of the ideas, please do let me know in the comment section. Now here I am using my white color gesso and I'm going to make sure that I apply this generously on the all sides. I am going to have good 1-2 coats of the gesso. Now like I said, I am going to use a lot of mediums on the top of it, so of course it is really important to prep up my base. If you guys want, you can go up till 2 coats of gessos also. It's absolutely fine. If you are using heavy gesso, you can just go ahead with 1 coat of gesso. It's absolutely fine. So why do we use our gesso? We use our gesso to prep up our base because all the mediums are not that in favor of the MDF bases. So you need to prep up your base so that your base like have everything, all the mediums and all the colors and textures the way as it is. Now whenever I'm doing a mixed media or a decoupage work, it is an unsaid thing that I am 200% sure that I'm going to use my heat gun like anything. Otherwise I am never ever been able to finish my projects on time. So yeah, that is one of the very important thing which I always suggest you guys if you are doing any of the mixed media or decoupage artwork, and if you want to finish it on time, do use your heat gun. I'm sharing the link of that also in the video description box. Just in case if you guys are not sure why to use heat gun, I will post a link of the video where I have mentioned why a heat gun is different and very important than the hair dryers. Now it's time to add up texture, and this is one of my favorite stencil design. You can definitely use any kind of designs or the patterns you want, and here I'm using a modeling paste and I'm just going to patch like make sure that it is in one sync, but then it is absolutely fine the kind of work we will be doing on the top of it with the mediums and the transforming and the decoupage. Honestly, you will not be able to realize if it is in one sync, but this is just for my satisfaction. I was doing it in one sync. So whenever I'm doing my texture work on these kind of boxes, I always do one part, then I use my heat gun to dry this up, and then I do it on the second part. So this is how you need to do it. Otherwise, if you are just going to do it without drying this up, it is just going to stick to your tabletop or your floor and it's just going to get ruined. So just keep that in mind. Now second of the very important thing is whenever you are using your stencils, make sure you immediately clean them up after every use. So like with the finish of every video, trust me guys, I spend almost an hour's time in cleaning up my table mat, my brushes, my stencils, my stencil brushes and whatnot. And yes, it takes a lot of time, so it is not that making a video is that easy. So yeah, just in case if you appreciate our effort, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel too. Now I'm going to repeat this process on all the sides of my box, and yes, I am just going to make sure that I use my heat gun on a regular basis so that it dries up really well. Now, in case you want to play around with the darker color shades, you can add colors to your gesso also. You can add colors to your modeling paste also. It works absolutely fine. It's just you need to check out the consistency and you will be good to go. Now, this is one of my new silicone molds, and honestly, when I bought this, I actually kept it very safely in somewhere in my craft room, and then for 1 month I was looking out for this beautiful piece, and finally I got it, and I'm using this for the very first time in a video tutorial. So here I'm using my air dry clay, and I'm going to press this really well, and I'm going to make sure that I have a beautiful floral lace for my vase. Now, whenever I am using my clay, I make sure that I do not use my heat gun on the top of it. Otherwise, it is just going to shrink, it is going to dry out, it is going to break. So, these are the small things you need to keep that in mind. So, how I do it, I just make a roll of my clay, then I, then I just press it well on my stencil, take out all the excessive, and then it is ready. Ta-da! It is super easy. Now, one of the very interesting thing which was asked to me very recently, why do not I make very quick videos, like just 2 minutes or 1 minute's video? Because honestly, friends, there is not a single art form which can be done in just 1 minute or 2 minutes. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of planning to make an artwork. So that's the reason I cannot make a video like just for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. If I will start making such kind of videos, you guys are not going to learn all the tips and tricks and techniques. The main reason why I started this channel was to share whatever the information I can, and I am so glad that so many of you are still there on my channel. So many of you are subscribing every day, liking it, commenting on so many videos, and I personally love replying to all of the comments. I try to make sure that on every 2 to 3 days I reply back to all the comments, and I do that personally. So this is something which I really enjoy, and I love doing that, and that is the reason I am still there on my YouTube channel. So yeah, please do appreciate the effort of the artist who is putting so much of time in doing one video. Okay, so here I am going to make 4 laces of my clay with the mold, and yes, I'm going to do everything together, and then we are going to stick it to our base. Now, if you want, you can even use your resin embellishments, you can even use your POP embellishments, you can make it in different material, it's absolutely fine. End of the day, we are making it as of the lace pattern, so the pattern is more important. Whatever the base you want to choose, you can choose. There is no restriction that you have to use air dry clay only. I will post it the option of the other materials also. I've done a very detailed video on molds. Do check that also. So here we are done with our molds, and once this is done, then it's time to stick it to our base. Now for sticking this, I am going to use my sticky glue, and this is one of the best glue which I think I have found out like almost a year back, and I am absolutely in love with this one. So just a tinge of this glue and it sticks everything. So this is just one glue which can be used for your gliding work also, for your decoupage, for your mixed media, and even for your clay sticking work, and it works absolutely fine. Now here I am done with the sticking of my one side of my mold. Once I stick this well, then I'm going to do on the other side. Now the best part of using this glue was that immediately I could turn in my container. Otherwise, usually you need to give it some time to settle down. It's just you just make sure that you keep on pressing your clay work, and then it is done. Now I'm going to stick all the 4 clay pieces at one time, and I will just make sure that I do not press it too much on all the sides because they are still wet. So I need to be a little gentle and little careful with them. So this was my way of sticking my clay. Like I mentioned earlier also, I would love to know if you guys use any other tricks or you guys have any tips on this. Please do let me know. I'm still learning, and I would love to know your variations also, and this will really help me and even help the other followers also who are reading your comments to know what kind of tricks and the tips you have on doing the sticking work of these clay work. So yeah, like I was mentioning earlier also, I've done a detailed video on molds. So when it comes to molds, there are silicone molds, there are rubber molds, and they can be used for resin, your clay, your POP work, your glue gun work and whatnot. So yes, do check that video also. I'll share that link down in the video description box. You guys will love it. So do check that too. Now once I'm done with this, I'm just going to let it dry for some time, and once it dries out, then we are going to move on to our decoupage work. Yes, decoupage is something which I've been doing for quite some time now, and I absolutely love it. Now this is my decoupage napkin. Now this is honestly a leftover piece from one of my previous project, but this is one of the beautiful and a very nice and subtle color decoupage napkin, which will have its presence on the vase, but it is not going to pop out too much. So that's the reason I thought of using this one. Now I'm just going to break it into random designs in this size, because I just want to have a random effect of the work on my vase. Now you have just seen the main picture at the thumbnail, but if you like watch this video till end, you will see the detailed pictures of the product, and you will see that how in such a subtle and a beautiful way these napkins are looking so gorgeous and beautiful. Okay, so here I'm using my brush and water technique. Just dip your brushes, run it around the design what you want, and once you're done with it, then you just let it dry for some time, then remove the plies, and it is ready to get sticked. Now I love using my heat gun on these. Why I love using my heat guns? Because whenever I use my heat gun, the removing of plies becomes much more easier. So if you are not good with this technique, you can even try your fussy cutting technique. It's absolutely fine. Now here I will be using my Mod Podge. You can even use your decoupage glues and your acrylic matte medium. I'll share the links in the description box. You can check out all the variations, and then you can decide which one you want to try. Just in case if you guys have not seen, I have done a detailed video on decoupage and mixed media craft supplies. Do check that, because in that one video I have tried to explain what all the variations you can have just for the one supply. Like for example, if you want to have something as a paper base, you can have decoupage napkins, you can have decoupage papers, you can have transfer me, you can have pattern papers, you can have newspapers, and a lot of other options I have mentioned. Likewise, for each supply I have mentioned a lot of options and the variations which you guys can try out. And of course, each one has their different look and feel, and they all look fab when it comes to your DIY home decor and gifting. So here we are sticking our decoupage napkin with a brush, and I absolutely love fan brushes. That's the reason I use them on almost all my projects. And the other brushes which you will always see me using is my Anukul brushes. I cannot go without them. Trust me, I cannot do anything without it. So yeah, that's the reason I love sharing those details with you, all of you guys, that why I use that particular brush or this particular brush. And I hope these little informations are helping out you guys. So here, while talking to you guys, I'm almost to the end of my decoupage work. Now this is just the one work. We still have a lot of work to do in this video. This is just the half part of the video what we are doing right now. So honestly, I have just speed up this video in 2 times or somewhere in the 6 or 8 x, but honestly it took me 2 to 3 hours to make this complete process. And yes, it took me a lot of time, but I saved also a lot of time because I had used my heat gun. Now just to make sure that my decoupage napkins are secure, here I am using my Mod Podge. If you want, you can even use your varnishes, it's absolutely fine. This is just to make sure that whatever mediums we use, that does not ruin our decoupage papers. So once I'm done with this, I'm just going to dry this up really well, because unless until this dries out, we cannot move on to the next step. So once this is done, then either you use your mixed media supplies or your paints or your sprays, anything, your decoupage napkins are going to be as it is. Trust me, it really works. Now this is after like 2 hours, and here I'm going to use my chalk paints, and this is one of the most exciting part where I use my chalk paints. I absolutely love these chalk paints, and its shade is so beautiful that I can just play around with it like anything. So here I have added a lot of water to this chalk paint shade, and I'm just doing a rough brushing technique on my base, and I'm adding honestly a lot of water, just a tinge of color and a lot of water, and you can see that how beautifully my texture work is getting highlighted. This is because beneath the texture surface there is such a white color bright gesso work what we have done that really helps in highlighting our base. So here I'm using my heat gun because this shape is not a proper rectangular one of this container, so I had to make sure that I use my heat gun so that the color does not spills down and it should not flow in one direction. I just want it to be it like a natural color pattern on everywhere. So here I am going to use my heat gun to make sure that I dry this up really well, and once I'm happy with the drying process, then I'm going to just dab excessive color with my tissue paper. You can even take a damp cloth, or you can even take a any paper, and you can just dry this up. But please do make sure that you use your colors smartly. Don't do over coloring, don't do under coloring, and add the amount of water what is required. And also whatever the clay surfaces you have worked on, you need to make sure that you just spread them really well. And just I'm dabbing here my excessive color. Once I'm happy with this, then I'm going to switch on to the next side and start the same coloring technique. Now honestly I have just used one shade for this jar. If you want, you can add different shades on all the sides, or you can have just 2 shades, and or you can just go ahead with the way I have done with the one shade, and it's going to look gorgeous.
À 2 doigts de nos lèvres, 2 doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à 2 doigts de nos lèvres, 2 doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.
So I have already left some of the blank spaces where I wanted to have my Transform Me. Now this is one of the beautiful collection from Transform Me, and yes, just in case if you are wondering from where to buy these supplies, I'm mentioning all the supplies linked down in the description box. You can check that. Now they look super gorgeous, they look super pretty, and these are one of my favorite things. Whenever I just feel that I need to add a little drama to my projects, take one of the Transform Me sheets, and they look super gorgeous. Now the process is very easy. You just need to stick it on your base. The base should be dry, like completely dry, and then on the top of it you just dab it with water. So here I'm using my paintbrush to fill it up completely with water. Once it is completely wet, once you are able to see the 50% of your design through that paper, that means it is done. Just slide out the backing paper and it's ready.
À 2 doigts de nos lèvres, 2 doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à 2 doigts de nos lèvres, 2 doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs
Now it's time to add a little lighter shade here. So here I'm just going to add the lighter shade to my base. This is just to add a little more color combination and drama. So this color actually really matches with my napkin. So the color combination is completely your choice. You can choose the colors which you want, but try to go for the chalk paint colors because they work out beautifully. Now once this is done, then I'm going to make sure that I dry this really well and I blend this really well. You can add as much as water you want. So on the clay laces I'm going to add a lot of chalk paint without water, and on the sides I'm just going to blend in chalk paint with water so that it merges with my backing design.
Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter. 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 Que j'ai presque pu le goûter.
I did not realize, but I actually forgot to shoot the area where I have done the background stamping. That is one of the very important steps. When you check the pictures, you will realize that stamping has been one of the prominent things, and that is something which is going to cover up all the empty areas. So yeah, please do that, and that is just with the massive stamp. So just one stamp and you can do a lot of projects with that. Now here I'm adding a touch of metallic. Why I'm doing this? Because just to break the monotony of the pastel shade, I wanted to have a little more drama, a little more highlights, and I wanted to highlight my clay work a little more, and I wanted to give it a nice shadow work on the top of it.
Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer, impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Impossible à effacer, que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter. Le bonheur a sculpté de son ciseau d'orfèvre des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.
Now at last I'm just going to use the same color what I had used for my base color, the purple chalk paint, and with this I'm going to give a shadow effect to my laces. This is very simple. Take your color as it is, just a tinge of color, and run it around the edges, and it is going to work beautifully. So yeah, this looks gorgeous, this looks beautiful, and this looks amazing. So yes, with this my project is done. Off camera I did 2 coats of varnish to this, and this looks fab now, and this looks beautiful. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Do let me in the comment section your feedbacks. I would be so happy to know that. And thank you. Do take care of yourself and do subscribe to my channel. And thank you. Take care. Bye bye guys.